It all started when I inherited Daddy's factory and immediately decided to build the most dangerous piece of junk imaginable. I mean, this thing couldn't even steer in a straight line below 30 kilometers per hour. Like, anything over 2000 RPM, the scars would spin out straight into the ground, into the ditch, into the tree, into the ocean, you name it. Did we sell it anyway? You bet we did. And the problem was, people actually drove it. And that's when things got messy, you know? Real messy. Bodies hit the pavement, and the lawsuits just rolled in. Everyone started blaming me. I mean, completely unfair.
The man that came to San Francisco to rape each and every citizen in the whole San Francisco Bay Area. You don't believe it? Listen to me.
So, the government wanted a recall. Our response? Radio silence. We just tried to sweep it under the rug and hope nothing would happen. Next thing you know, we're on the FBI's most wanted list. So I ran. So they got me after all, but you best believe my lawyer busted me out in no time. But I knew a guy, a lawyer, shady as hell, but he got us out. The defense, the car was technically safe. After all, we survived. The cop didn't. Not our fault. Now, we're back in business, baby. Selling rights to pimps and criminals, living the dream. And if you ask me, the whole thing, government conspiracy, 100%. And now, a couple years later, expanded the brand, new models, bigger engines. But you best believe ain't none of these original issues fixed. Now we obviously have to see that we can optimize in order to survive. So we have lots of expenses for some reason. And I'm not 100% sure why. Okay, we have the loan repayment, we have engineering costs, marketing. It should be way less next turn because we dropped it down. Other than the expenses for the booze and the prostitutes, of course. Car production. And yeah. So many cars are being produced and not sold, which obviously costs money. The Joker is in high demand. We're selling a lot of them, if I can say it correctly. It's still at a loss for some weird reason, and I'm not quite understand why. You see, the problem is what had happened is that we had this recent nonsense with the emissions after we just designed the engines, so we had to like redesign them. So we had, as you can see, just the design and then had to do the design again, and it cost us double money with just very low production numbers in between. So that was not optimal at all. And I think that if I remember correctly, there's a certain amount of safety industry that we have to like a certain amount of safety level that we have to achieve. Minimum safety is like 20 to sell a vehicle, right? People always ask why we only sell our cars to pimps and criminals. The answer is simple. See, after the Widowmaker incident, the Fruinian government decided to invent a whole list of regulations, just to spy at us. Minimum safety features, emission limits, driver side doors. I mean, none of that stuff existed until our car accidentally restructured a few pedestrians. And now they're on our tail. Always watching, always sending letters. So yeah, we don't sell to normal folks anymore. They're snitches. Criminals? No, they don't sue when their car catches fire, you know what I'm saying? They don't talk about missing airbags. Even better. We built in a little insurance. Hidden cams, plate switches, fake vents. Something to make sure they don't come back to bite us. And, hey, they pay cash. No refunds. No witnesses. That's just good business. Especially for tax season. So, we do sell in Fruinian. Okay, this is minimum safety 0 at the moment. Helvetia has 25. And they have also 0. So, question is, which cars have a safety level below 25, basically, is kind of what we have to look into. Okay, we have good levels. The Joker has an average higher level than 25, which is good. Lagoon has 25, 20, 26. It's all decent still. It's all still doable. Okay, diet is not good. 20 and 20. Okay, this is basically just on the brink. This is also fine. Also fine. And Adam. Oh, it's not produced. Oh, it is produced. Also 27. Okay, so these are okay. Oh, it's not that bad. Loan repayment, car production, factory paused, engineering. So why do we do not enough money here? Lagoon is just being produced. I can't do anything about it. Same with the diet. Same with this guy right here. Now what we could do is we could lower the price of some of these cars in order to sell more of them. But I'm not quite sure if it's gonna work, because these cars are aimed for like high luxurious markets, where when you sell them below, like much lower than this, you get even a penalty because the price is too low, right? So I can see myself lowering this, because this is just for the GT market basically. But I know that if you're gonna do it too low, we're also not gonna make any money, right? So that's kind of the problem as well. Okay. What else can we lower here? So we have plenty of cars of... Oh, it's just the Spectacular really who has that many cars. Now another thing we could do is we can obviously take a bigger loan out and make a new car, because if I remember correctly, we just recently received a new body, I think for a Ute, and we definitely need to sell something in the off-road kind of market, right? Because we don't currently tender to that market, even though there's like a huge untapped revenue there, right? So that would be... Okay, monthly sales data. We have some heavy utility. Okay, and off-road utility is actually quite easy for us to, same with the utility premium off-road utility, to go into in regards to market difficulty. Monthly sales is 0 on this. Untapped revenue is not all bad together. So yeah. So I'm gonna try going in with the off-road utility, aka utility premium, and I'm gonna try to make that work now. We really needed real money. So we did what any honest company would do. Forged a few documents, bribed a few officials, and landed ourselves a juicy government contract from Dalluha. Build a reliable off-roader for the military, they said. So naturally, we just reused some parts from the Atom, some parts from the Widowmaker, a little bit from the Joker, and just jacked up the suspension a bit. The idea here is, of course, not only to have a body that we can use for the military contract, which is supposed to be a solely only Dalluha governmental only thing, but of course we're not gonna hold true to that agreement. To make the body the same, so we can use the same body, platform share it to make a huge version that we can sell to the public. So we're gonna make double the money with the same investment. So we can basically use the government's money to set up the whole project. Then just copy paste the project, change some things up and sell that version to the public, right? So that's the idea here. Yeah, and we're gonna reuse parts from the cars that we already have, platform share the engines, and then it shouldn't be such a super expensive project, I hope. Some fine tuning for the gearbox so that we have some proper acceleration. Same for the suspension, jack it up a lot, put some proper off-road tires on that, proper brakes. Yes, we finally learned how to put brakes on cars. And fine tune a little bit so that we're not gonna file the contract instantly, and it's kind of the idea here. I mean, the car should be drivable and powerful enough so it can be used for off-road and also utility versions. Of course, we're gonna change the body up a little bit. This is gonna be the off-road version right here. The previous one was the utility version. With a little bit different tire setup here, a little bit different suspension setup. And yeah, emissions, you know the deal. If you build cars for the military, you don't have to stay true to the emission levels and whatnot that the other guys have to deal with. That's for the other guys, like Might Motors and Cisalpina. We're not gonna do all this emission nonsense. Let the other guys deal with the emissions and the safety regulations if they want to. We're gonna do our own thing now. We are at my favorite engineering cost and time stream. I mean, sorry, this screen here is just the factory. It's always a mess, right? You know, they told us quality starts with the workers. So we cut costs there first. You know, minimum wage in this economy. Our workers are paid in cigarettes and vague promises, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where we got the different factories, because, you know what they say, one rotten apple spoils the whole basket, or whatever they say. Now we gotta have multiple factories, because if they find out that it's really that bad all over in all these other factories, they might start a riot, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta, you know, spread it out a little bit. And also it helps having small factories optimize on each car, because we cannot really afford a big factory. The problem is, if you increase the reliability in the cars and you increase the pay for the engineers and whatnot, if you hire real engineers, they ask questions. It's unacceptable. It's just, with our marketing schemes, it's not that easy. I mean, we always have problems with the emissions, we have problems with the safety regulations. We're always understaffed. If you have proper real engineers up in that factory, they're gonna ask questions, and some of them are snitches too. So you gotta stay under the radar. You gotta keep a small tiny factory. You know, just hire some local guys. You know, make sure you control all the managers. All the managers are supposed to be your cousin, your friend, brother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? That's how a real business is run. That's how you do it. Anyways, we scammed our way into a military contract, which sounded great until they actually started to test the thing, you know?
Okay, everybody, get over here. What up? Guilty Simpson in the house. Stewart, West Coast, Murder City, throw it up. Alright, Murder Bitch, let's go. Yeah. smoking. 7-Eleven on dice to keep them open. I'm here to seize the moment. Potent, deadly, murderous medley. Rodents eat rat poison that I set out for the slow least that chose to run that mouth. Run a tight ship and squealing ain't permitted unless you wanna see that villain in the fitted. Detroit new era, true terror. Deal with Michigan win.
So yeah, what can I tell you? The government did cancel our military contract. But guess what? That wasn't before they accidentally destroyed 219 test vehicles on their own test range. And what if I tell you that was the plan all along? You know, here's the catch. Each one of these cars cost 60 grand. And under Fruinian law, paragraph 43-B, if the state wrecks it, they pay for it. Yes, we lost the contract, but we already made a fortune, baby. And guess what? That was the plan all along. See, I kept trying to push the general, just test another one, don't worry about it, it's on me, just test another one, we got 300 cars right here. Fortunately, after 3 days he got the call and he figured out that they had to pay for each car. Well, fun fact, the entire program was a big scam, a big trap. A beautiful, flaming, suspension snapping trap. I mean, let's be honest here. Me and you knew all along that we couldn't build a fucking military level, high grade, suspension safe, reliable car. We knew all that. So the plan was from straight to the beginning. Get together with the lawyers. What kind of paragraph can be used to get back to the government? I mean, these guys were the guys who invented all this nonsense. Like the emission levels, like the whole safety regulations, all this nonsense they just invented to get at us. Because we made the Widowmaker, right? So now we found a way to get back to them, right? So it was a big conspiracy against us. We just flipped the switch. While we're here making new facelift for the Joker, we're straight to the bank laughing. Because we made a fortune, baby. And you know why we named it Brummer? Because it burst right before it exploded. You know, the general said it failed every metric. We said define fail. And it was a big success. For us at least.
It will place extreme demands on the tracking ability of a phonograph pickup, but in a systematic and controlled manner. Bass drum test. Level 1.
When the general asked me to test the car on all terrain, I just laughed. The thing couldn't even handle gravel. Some say it was sabotage. I say it was marketing. You know, my business partner asked me, how the hell are we gonna lose the contract and still make profit? And then I told him, man, I got this lawyer guy, you know, he has it all figured out. Every time one of our off-roaders exploded, flipped, or caught fire, we get paid. So we purposely made them fail. We set them up to fail, right? And the Fruinian government had to pay. You know, there's contract clause, paragraph 43B. They break it, they buy it. And we gave them exactly what they asked for. 219 catastrophic failures. All professionally delivered, right to their doorstep. At one point, we were just loading the same 3 cars on a trailer and kicking them down a hill. They never caught on, they just kept paying. And the result? They lost faith. We lost the contract. But we gained a whole lot of loss of money, baby. Hopefully that will teach them not to get rough with us, right? We basically got most of our Widowmaker money back that we lost in the lawsuit. So we got the money to tighten up these facelifts for the Joker. Which is just one of these cars that we just have to get the money up, right? It's just a breadwinner, hopefully. But as you can see, the demographics already are not looking very good. It's all red out, it's all oranged out. It's this Fruinian government. They're just trying to push us down on every corner they can, really, right? So of course we gotta lower the reliability so we pay less in money and less in science time and whatever. Of course we gotta do it, right? But yeah, the profits look quite good since this is our breadwinner. Set up for Offroader Market. But yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. Man, you should have seen the general's face. He wasn't really up for any jokes after he lost his lunch, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, he only lost his lunch. We lost 219 cars. So who's the guy who's, you know what I mean? They thought we were dumb, but we scammed our way out with 6 figures and a crate of spare parts. And if there's anything I learned in this business, failure is just success with a body count.
Thanks so much for the congrats, guys. I mean, it is my birthday, but after all, it was really nice gifts and everything. Thanks so much.
Hey, fellas, look! Look! Come here!
Hey, what's going on? It's my birthday.
Get a load of that dame.
Man, I better be stepping out. I gotta get me one of those cars right now. You show me the way out.
I'd step out too. I feel a little laundry tonight.
Presenting the all-new 1950s facelift Adam. The car that says, I've got power, class, and no regard for consequences. Wanna impress the boys? Win over the girls? Crush your enemies in traffic? This car does it all. Now with even more horsepower than you can realistically control, and just enough brakes to keep things spicy. Safe, stylish, reliable. Aqcuired is not liable for injuries, deaths, explosions, or unexplained fires. Drive responsibly, or don't.